Tickets on sale now.
Lens Rentals versus Lenny's Rentals. Difference number 16.
At Lens Rentals, we have the largest inventory of rental equipment in the world for photographers and videographers.
At Lenny's Rentals, we have all best brands. Sony, Nikon, Leica, Canon, Fujifilm.
World's largest inventory. Just one more reason to use Lens Rentals.
Pentax e o Android.
LensRentals.com. Shoot with the best.
Welcome to Season 4, Episode 9 of the Midwest Gaming Classic Podcast. I'm your host, Jason Garris, panel director of the Midwest Gaming Classic. John Parrish, Jax in Mortal Kombat 3, and Lia Montelongo, Sindel in Mortal Kombat 3, join us to talk fitness. Picked to be digitized for their athleticism 30 years ago, they'll share tips and tricks to stay in combat-ready shape for life. After the panel, step into the arena with John and Lia for the ultimate 45-minute Mortal Kombat Warrior Workout. As legendary characters from the iconic franchise, John and Lia bring their strength, agility, and warrior spirit to this high-energy fitness experience. John, known for his powerhouse portrayal of Jax, brings his background in strength training and athleticism to the workout, while Lia, the fierce and agile Sindel, infuse dynamic movement and flexibility to push you to your limits. Together, they'll guide you through a fun, intense, and action-packed session designed to make you feel like a true combatant. Are you ready to train like a warrior? Join us for an unforgettable fitness experience that will test your endurance, challenge your strength, and unleash your inner fighter. And you know what? Enough of me talking. Why don't we get to the podcast?
We've got a panel on staying in some killer shape from Jax and Sindel from Mortal Kombat 3. So, welcome.
Thank you guys. Thanks for coming out this morning. All right. So who wants to get us started? We want to open it up with some questions right away.
Let's just real quick introduce yourselves and your background real quick, and then we'll see if we got some questions.
Okay. I'm Lia Montelongo. Some of you may recognize me as Sindel from Mortal Kombat 3. That was my debut role in the video game world of Mortal Kombat. I also play Serena in Mortal Kombat Sub-Zero Mythologies, and I modeled for Tanya in MK4 at the E3 events. I've been around the franchise for about 3 decades. I was 19 when I was cast as Sindel. And I have been involved in fitness from an early age. I started working out at the age of 17, and I was a personal trainer at a gym called World Gym off of Roscoe in Chicago, and that's how I met my colleague here, John, and that was how I got the audition for Mortal Kombat. So being in shape, being trained in martial arts, technically trained in Taekwondo, and being fit for the past 3 decades. It is my life, my lifestyle, and being fit has a lot of, it takes a lot of work to stay in shape, as we all know, right? If it was easy, we would all be doing it. It takes a lot of work. But John and I have been able to navigate how we've done it our whole life. I had become a mother, and got back into shape after having a child, and I know you can't believe this, but I just turned 50. So I've got all kinds of other things going on, and I'm still working hard to stay in killer shape. So I'll pass it over to my friend John, and looking forward to hearing some questions from you guys.
Yes, you probably, most of you know if you follow me on Facebook, I am John Parrish, aka Jax. I've been in this franchise since the beginning, basically. My background is military. I'm a vet. I've been in fitness basically my entire life. I was born and raised in California. I'm not from the Midwest. So everything we did was outside. And for some of you youngsters in here who don't know, it's going around now, if you look on Instagram and Facebook, the word Gen X. I am a Gen X person. That means we were the first latchkey kids. We were thrown away. When you finished your chores, your mother and your father kicked you out of the house until the street lights came on. So we had to invent everything that we wanted to do. So I've been doing these type of things, beside martial arts. I am into Kung Fu, Wushu, Muay Thai. My daughter is now into Muay Thai. She is fighting competitively now. I'm a professional bodybuilder. I'm also a nutritionist. But what a lot of people won't understand is I'm also an IT analyst. I own my own computer business. So I have all the worlds combined into one. And when I met Lia, it was, I saw her and her ex-husband a long time ago working out, and we were all at World's Gym. And Danny and them, after the first game, they said, "Do you know anybody who can play in the game?" I'm like, "Sure." I know 2 people right off the bat. Came up to him and said, "Here's the address. You want to be in the game?" And the rest is history. The rest is history. And it's been so long. I think, what is this, our 34th year anniversary?
For MK1, this is going to be our 30th for MK3.
God.
Yeah, it's crazy. It just keeps going on.
I'm dating me. Yeah, so it's been a blast. It's very fun. As Lia said, fitness is the way. It's a lifestyle. It is not easy. I tell everybody every day, I said, don't think because I get up here and do this every day that I am, woo-hoo, ha-ha. No, when I get up first thing in the morning, I'm like, damn. I said, my knees, my muscles, I said, did I recover? What do I need to eat? So, but once you program yourself to do it, it becomes easy.
It just becomes like there's no other way.
There's like no other way.
You just gotta do it.
Yeah. I couldn't figure, somebody said, well, how long are you gonna do this for? My wife actually asked me that, because I compete in bodybuilding at least once a year or twice a year. She said, how long are you gonna do it? I said, until the wheels fall off.
Yeah.
Okay, I said, because, people talking about they want to retire. I said, even if I retire, what would I do? I'm like, this is what I gotta do.
That's how it is for me too. I'm actually getting ready for my first time back on stage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I got a show coming up in July, and because I have been doing this since my son was born, we're at the gym now working out together. I have a 13-year-old, and it was just the coolest experience the other day, because he doesn't know, right? And I know the parents in the room, it's like, and I know you've experienced this too with your daughter, because I met her. It's such an incredible experience when you see your own child kind of doing your way, what you do without, I was never that mom like, oh, you've got to play sports or you've got to work out. I'm just the opposite. you know, because I know from being a personal trainer myself for all those years, you gotta really want this in order for it to happen. And so recently, you know, my son is really doing his workouts, and we're at the gym together, and he's doing his lat raises and I'm doing mine, and it's such an incredible experience to have that kind of relationship.
It's a bond. It's a bond. That you.
It's almost like a spiritual, you know.
It is very spiritual.
You know, it's like when you go to church, you have that kind of, you know, you have that. I don't know. It's hard to say because it's unspoken.
Yeah, I mean, it's when me and my daughter goes, and even if I don't go with her, everybody in the gym knows who she is.
Yeah.
They said that's Jackson's daughter. Okay.
Yeah.
The way she lifts, the way she is disciplined, how she moves, and when I come to work out with her, then the whole gym basically stops, you know, and it's not on me, it's on her.
Yeah, I'm having that experience now with my son, where we're like going into the grocery line, the grocery checkout line, and the lady, you know, the cashier, she's like, "You have beautiful curls," and I was like, and she was talking to my son. Just kind of went, you know, but that's all right. I mean, that's
no, it's the most beautiful thing.
That's an unexpected gift that I didn't realize would be a payoff of being in killer shape. You know, I didn't realize that by me staying in shape, what kind of impact I would have on my son, and then what that's going to partake on him and how he kind of lives in his life. Like for me and John, you know, I was a latchkey kid also. Like at 9, my mom was like, "Here's the key. Good luck," you know, and that was it. Like I was off to the races.
Yeah, that was it.
It was off to the races. So I never really had a childhood, which I don't know, that could be a good thing or a not so good thing, but I'm enjoying it all the way. But the thing about that though is there's a sense of like independence, I think, that you learn. It's just a lifestyle, like I said earlier.
Yeah, you learn critical thinking in our generation, and you really had no choice. I mean, so
John came over to because we're close, we hang out often, and because we live close, and I just had my son's birthday party at the house the other day, and you know, we've got the new generation where it's like, "You want water? We better get the filtered water from the house." John's like,
"There's a water
hose."
There's a water.
I turned on the hose and I came over to John and like, we're just like trying to get along with the neighbors here. I gotta get the filtered water, but it's the same thing. Like I drink the hose water too, and I'm never sick, you know. So it's just
it's a lot of different things, a lot of questions you may have, even about Mortal Kombat, the way we designed the game. It's not like it is today where you had a storyboard and everybody was drawing pictures. It was like, so we want to make a martial arts game. Okay, what kind? I don't know, something with kicking and punching. Okay, what kind of kicking and punching? Okay.
And then they built out like, you know, what they hoped for us to do. Everybody had their own, you know, movements, but we all had to adjust those movements that we talked about on other panels because our bodies are different. I couldn't do what Catalin could do. Catalin is trained completely different. She's more agile. She wasn't wearing a 30-pound wig, you know, so her movements look different. And that's what made each character so unique. I think you know, John had these massive muscles like he does today, so his movements were going to look different than Philip On's.
Yeah,
right? You know,
and you know, and most of you have played Mortal Kombat, all of them, right? If you look at the first 3, and you look at the original characters, and you notice we all do this, right? Now they had to slow it. I mean, we had to. This is how I'm gonna show you how slow we had to go.
it was 7 shots per second, I think. It was
Okay.
1, 2.
Dude, we had to actually count. Ed Boon was counting them out. John Tobias, Danny was saying, okay, now everybody's hands, if you look at the game, are different. Some are open, some are closed, some are like this. Everybody is different. Every character in the game is actually our real personalities. That's what makes it so unique.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not a cartoon. It's not CGI. That is who we are. Jax Briggs, military. Well, I'm military. Okay? Brute strength. So if I did want the arms, because I did say after the second one, I'm like, can I get more powers? Everybody else can fly through the air, do all this. She's whipping hair and stuff. And I'm like, all I can do, they said, well, you got the punch, you got the boomerang. I said, yeah, but I mean, give me something else. And next thing I know, they came back, metal arms. I said, now we talking. Nice. All right, yes, now I can rip somebody apart. Okay. I mean, and that's how the game was designed. It was all of us collaborating with our own unique personalities, experiences, and we just had fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of open, like, John saying, not John, Jax, but like Tobias was like, what would you do if someone was coming at your face, like coming to attack your face? I was like, I would scream. And we're like, okay, scream.
Scream.
So I screamed, It was that kind of stuff, or like the levitating, the floating, that was also something that I definitely know that I had a big part in that, being a part of the video game itself. Definitely a lot of the movements had to be adjusted because that wig, so I don't know, you probably have seen there's like some classic still shots where Ed's on the mat and I'm standing there, my wig's off and my hands are on my hips and I'm like looking down because he kept wanting me to do a front tuck. And I was like, I can't tuck. If I try to do a tuck, the wig falls off, And so then you just see me do, finally it's just like the straight dead drop, and it was like the wig weighed as much as my backside, so it was just like this straight drop back. But those are the unique parts that make Mortal Kombat, I think, so.
Yeah, what it was.
And all of like the chemistry that we have is, you see, if you came for the workout, this is what John and I do for a living. And we got together last week and we were like, let's just run it and see, what type of exercises we would come together. And this is what we do. And that's such an incredible gift that we have.
Yeah, and all of the characters basically,
we're all still friends.
all still practice our martial arts, our crafts. We visit each other. We go to parties with each other. We go to weddings, birthdays, and kids' birthdays. It's like, well, wasn't that
we're a family.
Yeah, we're a big family. And people say, what? I said, I know Mortal Kombat characters longer and better than my own family. Okay, I'm like, and they said, what? I said, I have known them that long. I mean, we still communicate. And you don't have to communicate every single day, but I said, no, we get together and we go out and we have, somebody call us up, roller skating party. I don't know if y'all, her 50th. Yeah, I don't know if y'all saw that. I had on my wheels.
Yeah.
And a lot of people think, Jax, you skate? Yep, I got my own skates. I know how to roll. Okay.
We had so much fun.
We had so much fun. The skating rink was all to ourselves. And
I rented it out.
Woo! Yeah, baby. Let's go.
I think staying in Killer Shave, just kind of like on the topic of it, it really is a mindset.
It has to be a mindset.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing I have to, the guys who did this class today, be proud of yourselves. A lot of guys do not like to do this because they think it's a girly thing. And I tell a lot of guys when they catch me in the locker room, they say, how old are you? And I'd say, I'm 60 years old. And they're like, you've got to be kidding. I said, no. I said, in order to maintain this shape, you have to do not exactly what I do, but the things that I do and why I do them. That type of workout builds the muscles. Lifting the weights, I told him, I said, oh, that's easy. I mean, what do? I'm doing 3 sets, 12 reps. Duh, that's simple. But you do that workout.
The coordination.
The movements.
Mind, body connection.
The whole thing. And then I run OCR races, I do charity runs, stair climbs. I do it all. I just don't do one thing. And then, yes, I'm a competitive bodybuilder on a professional level. And I tell people, I say, no, it's the same movements that you do every day. Okay, you just don't think they are. But when you did the class, and I kept telling the gentleman in the class, I said, don't think about it, just follow.
Yeah.
Because it's the same thing that you do when you walk out there. Same thing, lunges, squats. Maybe
You
not
gotta
with,
be able to sit down
yeah,
and
you
get
gotta
up.
be able to sit down and get up. It's very natural. But the biggest key that I have to tell everybody is, I said, if you're consistent, 3 times a week, you don't have to do it like me and her. This is what we do. Okay, I tell people, I said, no, I would not even recommend you do the 7 days a week. Okay, take a couple of days off, take a vacation. I want to take a vacation, even though I'm still work out somewhere.
I just got back from vacation.
But I tell people, I said, no, 3 times a week. I said,
Yeah.
but the biggest problem most people have is,
Consistency.
no, food.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I said, that I can help you with, but I said, I don't go home with you. I don't shop with you. I can give you all of the recommendations, how to do it, send you the recipes and everything, but you have to know how to eat in proportion. Okay? Doesn't mean that you can't eat cake. Doesn't mean you can't have no ice cream or cookies every day, because I do. Matter of fact, Myers, they sucker me every time I walk past there. I'm like, damn, you would have the peanut butter cookies this week. Yeah, get $5.99. I'm taking. Yeah, give me them. Okay. But what I'm saying is, it's control.
Yeah.
And then for all of the parents, I tell them, I said, how you eat is how the children eat. There are no excuses. The way we grew up, whatever your mama and them made, that's what you ate.
That's right.
Period. I didn't get a choice. It was like, no, Mom, I don't feel like eating your chicken.
No, you don't eat.
You just don't
That's
eat?
what she would say.
Yeah, you don't eat.
Looks like you're not eating tonight. I was like, I don't like pork chops. You're not eating that.
You don't eat.
You don't eat. So I started babysitting at 11 so I could go get me some Little Caesars pizza. I did not like pork chops.
Well, she's from the Midwest. I'm from California. We did not have pizza.
Which is funny because then, I went and lived in California for 24 years. So I just got back 5 years ago. So I know about being outside all the time.
That's what we did.
Yeah.
And you have to actually, I tell a lot of parents, video games we love. Don't get me wrong. Nothing wrong with it. It helps build up dexterity, focus, and everything. But you gotta get them outside. Don't buy don't buy them a bike and then leave it in the garage hanging. Okay? No, summertime comes. Oh, it's too hot. What? Wintertime comes. It's too cold. So when do you go outside? I said, this, especially in our area, where we live, I said, we got forest preserves everywhere, trails everywhere, waterfalls. I said, and you guys cannot get outside? And the kids, in the summer.
Now they want e-bikes.
Yeah, everybody want an e-bike.
They can't even pedal.
The discipline comes from the top down. Video games is great.
It's a great stress relief. I
Yes.
would say it's a great way.
And it's fun. You can
Yeah.
bond with your kid. Don't get me wrong, it's fun. We're characters of the game. I play sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm on social media a lot because of business. I said, but you have to balance everything out. Everything is about balance. If you don't balance it out, then it's going to be for naught. And you can't worry about stuff that you cannot control. I got a friend right now, he's just talking about Trump, tariffs. I said, dude, you are blessed. You got a brand new daughter. You have a beautiful wife. You have a beautiful career. Why in the hell are you worrying about all of this? I said, and you're texting me. I said, I'm on my way to Milwaukee to talk to a bunch of people and do a workout. Okay, it doesn't matter because you don't control it. Control what you can control.
Yeah,
and
your
what
breakfast,
you can your breakfast,
lunch, your dinner,
your kids. You teach them. No one else teaches them. People used to always, in the beginning of our panels, back in the day.
What do you think about this?
Yeah,
with
what do you think?
kids?
What do you think about the game for kids? It's so violent. I'm like, well, who bought it? I said, did the kid get a job? No. I know it's a $500 console. The game itself is about another, what, $100? So who bought it?
I was actually curious about that because you're both talking about having kids, and obviously when the game first came out, for its time, it was kind of controversial for its little violence, and you guys were young and didn't have kids at that point, and
Oh, I did.
oh, you did?
Oh, yeah, I did.
I didn't.
Looking at it now through the lens of having kids, does it change anything, or would it have changed anything as far as just are you like, do they? Maybe I can kind of see their point, or
I'd love to.
Go ahead.
Okay. I remember getting this question asked to me before I had kids. I was like in my early 20s. I think it was after Serena. I was on the panel. But I've worked with children also, like since I was, early in my teens. I'd go in and volunteer and teach exercise. And it's kind of the same mindset, that John was talking about. Is it does kind of trickle down. I feel like if it's informed to the child that they know that this is fake, that this is just a stress relief, that this is, a different way to release.
It's not real.
And I'll speak now as a mother of a 13-year-old who does play Mortal Kombat. And I mean, let's talk about today. Today is quite different than 3 back then. But just really quickly, like my son's mindset is really healthy. But if I realized as a parent that my son was believing that it was true, or if my son was struggling, like some children do struggle, then I would think that it would be my responsibility as his parent to say, no, we're not going to play that anymore. I wouldn't necessarily blame the video game, or the programmers, or the developers of any sort. I would take responsibility, as I do, because now I can speak as a mother. And I know if my son is getting heated, sometimes he will on Fortnite, I'll just go in and I'll be like, it's time to shut it down. And then we shut it down. And I call it digital detox, where he'll take a digital detox. And I think that like children and adults, we all kind of need that, we detox to retox.
Yeah. Well, for my daughter grew up with me. She was born in 1998. So, and the game was done in 1992, 93, 94. So, she did not really know who, you grew up in a house with an entertainer. But as Lia said, it was up to the parents. And every panel that I've been on, I said, that's why I asked that question. Does the kid have a job?
Right.
Because the damn thing costs money. So somebody bought it. Okay, and then who's letting them play it? See,
exactly.
I have the Sega, I have Mortal Kombat, I have all the originals in my home. But we didn't play. Okay, I gave her a computer when she was 2. But it was a computer to play educational games to learn. It's up to the parents, not up. This is a capitalistic society. The whole object is to make money. So they're going to do, if they can put it out there and people keep buying it, they keep selling it. Well, it's up to the parent.
We have 5 minutes.
Okay.
On the other hand, the follow-up to that would be, John, when the boy comes around and wants to date your daughter, do you show him that part where you're trying to
I actually don't have to, because my daughter was taught one thing. I said, you're gonna date. I know you're gonna date. I ain't even gonna try to stop it. I ain't gonna play that game. I said, you won't have no sagging pants. Whatever boy you bring in here better introduce himself to me, okay, and speak proper English, and then we can talk. And then when he sees all of the pictures of everybody on the wall, every Mortal Kombat character, all of the medals and the trophies, like, yeah. That's all I can say. I'm like, yeah, well, yeah. And then my daughter always tells him. Okay.
We have time for probably a couple other questions. Who has questions?
Anybody got a question?
Over here.
Oh. Any tips for meal prep at all? Or is it more about controlling portions, just like what can you fit on one plate?
Meal prep is good if you can do it, but it is about portion control. That is the main key, portion control. But you have to know where you are and how much you have to eat per day. Okay, like I'm required to eat, waking up 4,500 calories a day just to maintain. Once I start working out, it goes up to 6,000 calories a day, which is almost impossible to eat. But that's what you gotta do. But it's the portions that I eat. Okay, meal prep, I suggest if you got a busy life, yes, meal prep on Sunday. And then you plan for the rest of the week.
I meal prep for our household just because I've got a, 13-year-old son who's starving all the time, and that's been super helpful. It's been saving us a lot of money, actually, because I found out, I agree with John, you have to know portion control, but as I'm teaching my son how to know what portions he needs to eat, he's in this bulking phase now, so he has to increase his calories. So he knows that when he comes home, he eats his meal prep, and once he learns how to do that, then he'll know what the portion looks like.
Yeah.
You learn how many calories.
Yeah, because after a while, we've been doing it so long, I can tell you exactly how many ounces, how many grams of protein is in whatever food I eat. And you train your body and mind to do, if you eat the same things every day, which sounds boring to a lot of people, your body likes that. And it will actually adjust to that. Same thing with working out, it adjusts to it. Eating, it's called an 80-20% rule. 80% clean, 20% life's gonna happen. Barbecues, birthday parties, go on a cruise, it's okay. But you gotta be consistent with everything you do, consistent with your eating, consistent with your workouts.
Any other questions?
Yeah, one more here.
What would you rate in order? Sleeping, eating, and then working out? Like what's more important out of those three?
For men?
For like sleeping, eating, and working out?
For men, sleep. You need to rest. Okay? Hey, you have no idea how great that is for a man's testosterone levels. Okay, you need to rest. But men also need to work out. You don't have to work out that. Working out is only 5% of your day or less. Okay, your body recovers when you sleep. So everything you do all day, all that food you ate is being recovered and digested while you're sleeping. So yes, I get 6 hours of sleep every night. No matter where I go, I can go on a cruise. I can party until 3 o'clock in the morning on a cruise. My body will wake up exactly in 6 hours. It needs that long to recover. Okay, as long as I keep eating right. Okay, but if you try to put it all together, do them all balanced. But definitely sleep is very important. That's what a lot of people don't get. They don't understand. They don't get a lot of rest.
And women need more sleep. So I'm more of like a 10-hour kind of girl. But
women are 10 hours.
Yeah, I will sleep probably on average from about 9 p.m. I'm up early like John, I'm up at 5 a.m. because I got to teach classes. So I'll go teach a couple fitness classes. And I nap every single day. And I feel like that's been some really good secret sauce to my longevity because I did just turn 50 and I don't feel 50. And I attribute that to a lot of things, but sleep has been a priority for me since I can remember. It regulates your metabolism, it regulates your hormones, it regulates your blood sugar,
yep.
It regulates your brain chemistry. Sleep is probably, out of the three you asked, I would say, John probably agrees, sleep is probably number one most important. Then second is your nutrition, because like John said, you know, you're exercising every day. We just don't think it's exercise to sit down, stand up, you know, do these things. But that diet really affects how your body looks from the, you can squat all day long, but if you're eating McDonald's, your body's not gonna look like you're squatting.
Yeah, my wife actually believed that. She asked me that 2 days ago. She said, yeah, but everybody believes you work out all of the time, that you can just burn off calories. I said, no, you can't work your way out of a bad diet. You cannot do it. I can eat garbage all day. What?
John, Lia, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you
Everybody give
guys.
them a big round of applause.
Thank you.
All right, so we are going to be doing intervals, time under tension. Your band is the tension, and then we're going to be also going through some cardio intervals that John will take you through. And we are going to get started. Yeah? So, I'm gonna ask that you guys spread out, just kind of create a little bit of a line. A couple of you come a little more forward and a little further back. Great. John and I will face you because we don't have a mirror like you would have in a traditional workout gym. And we are gonna get started placing the bands above the knees.
Starting off with the booty bands already.
Oh yeah, babe.
Oh girl, come on.
We gotta get into it.
Oh
Right. Can we get a little volume on the music?
Well, no, hold on. I'm gonna reset.
Oh, all right. Just feel with that. Feel that tension and resistance. Okay, good. Are you guys ready to sweat a little bit? You're gonna sweat, okay? It's gonna all of a sudden just come on, like you're gonna be like, oh my god. We're sweating. As soon as John is ready.
Yes.
He's getting it. The most important is just have fun, you know? And then you get to experience what John and I actually do this for a living. We're group fitness instructors. We travel around different parts of Illinois and teach fitness classes.
Every day.
Every day. And we've done this since we met 30 years ago. We actually met in the gym. All right, let's go, John. Are you filming this? Oh yeah, I love it. All right, well you are the official first time ever Mortal Kombat Warrior Workout group. Yeah? That's awesome. Our tribe. Are you enjoying this show so far? Yeah? Yeah.
First thing here, so it's a good way to start.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Not gonna top
This is my first, just parked the car and my friend Andy was right there waiting for me. All right. Let's go, Jack.
Let's reset it.
Get that music. And at any time, if you need to take a break, go ahead and do so. Grab water when you need. We'll give you some intervals of time to grab water. All right. Ready?
Come on. Come on, y'all be playing the game. Come on. You gotta work. the Warrior Workout.
Yeah.
How did y'all like that? Yeah.
John, you're on this side.
I can take a picture.
You can take a picture of us. Yeah. Want everybody in.
Trust me, I do this 7 days a week.
I know. I'm gonna grab your hat. You can do one of this, and then maybe you can use your camera kind of diapers.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, you can just take it off the thing and hold on. Let me.
You guys are ready to sit down. Yeah. He's like, okay. Everybody's
That sounds nice.
Everybody's gonna sit down. Except for John and I.
Would you mind doing both? I can do both.
Woo!
You're right here, babe.
How did you like that, man?
You did it. You did it.
Yeah, my wife got one.
You got a big ass hand. Making me look light skinned and shit.
Don't get all.
I'll take 3. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2. Hang on. 3, 2, 1. And 3, 2, 1. And now, gonna take another one with this one.
Awesome.
Yeah, we gotta do one for the brochure. Here we go.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Don't know that it's taking.
It's not flashing. Definitely not flashing.
You can do a vertical, maybe. It just kind of flashes when the screen.
All right, here we go.
And 3, 2, 1. All right, I think you got it?
Good job, guys.
Good job.
Now for your cool down.
That was not bad for 40 minutes. You guys actually made it through 40 minutes.
Made it through.
I'm telling you. A lot of guys do not do this, even in my classes at LA Fitness, and I tell them, I said, if you want to maintain muscle mass and growth, you gotta do stuff like this. You don't have to do this, but something like this because it
And now your
requires
cool-
oxygen.
Your cool down is to put the chairs back.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Let's go.
Oh yeah.
And that's it for this podcast episode. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, hearing how to stay in killer combat shape from both John Parrish and Lia Montelongo, and seeing their special Mortal Kombat workout. And let me tell you, it was the first time they had their workout, and it wasn't packed, but it was also a trial. It was their first time. It was their idea. It was kind of the spur of the moment, hence why not so many people showed up. But the people that did show up did appreciate the workout and enjoyed it. And there might be plans for another killer workout, hopefully at a future Midwest Gaming Classic. And until next time, take care, stay safe, and game on.